Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Sorry, I was not able to post a bunch of trade recaps from the last week. I was traveling, as everybody knows. It was my 40th birthday. I took my family, and we had a nice family time um, down in. We were in Vegas, so I could not post the recaps. But today, I will try to cover the recent sell-off, and I will show you how a red day market, I know the swings are hurting and you have to cut your swings, but how the red days in the market can be so profitable, how the traders in the community are having, 5-figure days in these red days. So I will cover it in the video Friday sell-off. We'll talk about our big trades we had on Friday. Then we'll talk about today, the day 2 sell-off and how we managed it. Just before I start, quick recap for anybody who's new to the community or who's new to my Twitter, new to my YouTube, and we will discuss all that. All these recaps and all these teachings are either any trades I shared on Twitter or on YouTube in my previous videos, or anything that mostly is from the trade that we take or in the community. We trade a repeatable system, Ripster EMA Clouds, that thousands of traders across the world use to trade consistently. System is how you trade, setups is what you trade. We trade repeatable setups based upon our principle of 4 pillars of trading: system, setup, goals, and risk. Every morning, me and my team, we create a game plan for the day. You can see the game plan for today right in front of you. We have a support levels, resistance levels. We have a high level game plan for the day. We have a game plan for the earning plays, for the news plays, and for the upgrades, downgrades, and something called marketplace. Marketplace is the index stocks or index names which we trade every day, which are dependent on the market. So we have game plan for all those as well, and then of course downgrades and upgrades. In addition to that, we also have levels for the crypto stocks, coin MSTR. We provide those in the pre-market to the community members. In addition, we also trade futures. Today, ESN and NASDAQ futures were nice trades in the community as well. We provide those levels. In addition to that, we also have low floor room where we trade low floors. We provide the low floor watch list, IPO watch list. All these are provided in the community. I'm usually on the voice first few hours of the market open, guiding the traders through the various trades and the setups that we have planned in the pre-market. And I'm usually guiding all day. I'm on the voice for the first few hours, but later in the day, if needed, I'm on the voice and guiding the traders to those trades. I will show you my timestamped guidance, and I cannot show you what my voice guidance, but I'll show you my timestamp guidance on all these trades, how we try to stay on the right side of trend to make sure we do not lose big. And if we are taking a trade, we make a good profitable trade with the system. We do not trade without the system. In the community, we have bunch of tools. We have option scanners, we have stock scanners, we have tools that we provide. We have 3 flow scanners, we have trade digest stock scanner, we have news bots, breaking news alerts. So it's a one-stop shop. These tools are $500-$600 per month. So it's a great community we have built with one of the top communities, educational communities. We are not an alert service for the traders, professional traders, or the traders who are trying to learn. Great family of traders there on our trading floor. Thousands of traders are all day sharing a lot of trade ideas. That being said, let's start with a recap. So on Friday, we started to have this sell-off, right? As you see that these are today's candle. And I did talk about that today also. We will sell off if we break the MTF clouds. So anyways, on a Friday, SPY had a huge red candle. And you see we were almost making a all-time highs, and we rejected from that all-time highs this resistance level and came right back. Same for QQQs, which was a little more heavier than SPY. You can see that QQQ kind of double topped. You can see the resistance right here, or the all-time highs. So there was a double top rejections on QQQ, which has resulted in really big sell-offs on QQQ, breaking the MTF clouds as well today for further downside. So let's see how we did on Friday. So on Friday, it was short everything day. I did put a lot of my guidance on Twitter as well. We used our VIX strategy. So now what is a VIX strategy? Let's look at VIX here. So VIX, VIX strategy, I have been using this one been teaching these strategies for a long time. You can go to ripstereducation.com, you can go to SPY VIX trades, and you will see that how this strategy has been changing lives. because you use VIX levels to trade the market. VIX levels, of course, there are other things as well. We use 10-year yields. We use macro environment as well to track the market. But VIX was a pretty good tool to make money in the markets to the downside. We had huge runners based upon using the VIX to short the market, buy the puts, or short the futures, SPY QQQ futures, or even if you want to trade leverage ETFs, beer ETFs long as well, you can make a very profitable living in the market. And that's why even when it's a red day in the market, we are still making profitable day trades, managing our swing trades and making profitable day trades. And we are not touching the longs. When market is so heavy, there's no reason to be long. All you need is your system to tell you when to long, when to short. So let's look at Friday. So what was happening on Friday? So Friday, you see that these are the MTF clouds, 1 hour MTF clouds, 1 hour MTF clouds. I already showed you the daily charts. And when VIX starts to break out, guys, whenever VIX is pushing over 16, 15 level, then and you look at the Ripster clouds, if they're telling you the clouds are bearish, you simply do not touch the long side. You short it. You use all the concepts that I teach, 10M concepts, opening concepts, VIX concepts, all those concepts, you use them to trade short. So if you look at what was happening on Friday, VIX started to push higher. This is the 20 MTF, and it pulled back to the 1 hour cloud and started to break out. So when I see this happening on VIX, and in the morning we are breaking the Ripster 1 hour clouds, I know it's going to be a bearish day. That's why I told everybody MTF short SPY, MTF short Qs. I gave the stops, and there was no reason to buy all day long. Why? Because VIX continued to break out. You see, this was initial VIX breakout, and that's when 16 breakout, the morning push, then little pullback, and then another breakout, and you see the bear flag breakout. This is another short you could take. We took a short right at the open, but people ask me, how get faked out? No, you don't have to fake out, because not even a single candle on SPY and QQQ pushed over the clouds. Not even a single candle pushed over the clouds. So you stay short. You take another short here. You put your stops here, and you ride the short all day long. And you see the MTFs on SPY broke down, MTF on QQQ broke down. If you do not know what MTF clouds are, these are daily EMA clouds, which we use intraday to trade that, right? So a lot of traders use this strategy to have huge day on Friday. You can see my timestamp guidance here. I continuously, put out tweets on Friday as well. You can see that I've been talking on Twitter that all day bearish, no reason to be on the long side. And you can see how the traders in the community were short everything. You could literally short everything. And of course, we had our plays on the game plan, which were heavy. If the market is bearish, the short setups are high probability. And how you know the market is bearish? When Magnificent Seven, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, all of them are selling off. And you can see that what they did, everything, Microsoft, Tesla, you see Tesla was selling off on Friday, all day cloud sell off. Microsoft was breaking the clouds, all day cloud sell off. Amazon, all day cloud sell off. So you could literally short them all day long. And that's what we did in the community that day. Let's see here. If you look here, let's see if I can show you. You see that we were all short everything: Tesla, Meta, QQQ, CVNA, APP. Even the earning plays were bearish. You see how traders are shorting everything in the community, buying the puts, gaining 200, 300, 500% trades on the options, or even the shorting the shares were huge home run winners. Even if you were not short, there was no reason to go long on Friday. You see the daily charts breaking out. You see the QQQ double topping, and VIX continued to push that I just showed you. So there's no reason to be long. All you need to do is find a good, and it was a trend day short. It was all day short. We will compare it to what today's SPY QQQ did, but it was all day short. How to know? Right at the open, it's a system, right? Right at the open, if SPY is breaking this 1 hour, what is a 1 hour MTF cloud? It tells you that 1 hour trend is turning bearish right here. There's no reason. That tells you it's going to be a short day. You don't buy the dip because clouds are bearish. We are under yesterday's lows, which tells you we are going to be more fading, right? And you don't buy it when the key MTFs break. So that was all day sell off on Friday. That's how we, we killed it on Friday on the short side. And not only that, there were a lot of these setups which were our earning plays. You can see how the traders had 100%, 200%, 300% puts all day long, right? If you don't, even if you're not long, you should, even if you're not short, you should not be long. You see that under my guidance, I made sure nobody was long. 31% of traders in the community, we have thousands of traders, they would have longed if not for my guidance. It's not that I'm showing you this, is I'm telling you the importance of the system. All the traders use the system. You can use whatever system you want, right? But I'm stressing on the system that I teach, I use, and if so many traders are changing their life or are they saving their money using this strategy, so can you. You can see that when VIX broke out of 18 on Friday, we got more bloodbath. And I said that even before that happened. If VIX breaks 18, more bloodbath. So it's a pretty good strategy, which is more useful when VIX is a highly elevated 16, 18, 20, 21, 22. And when it's time to long, we will long as well. So that's how we were short on all these setups on Friday. Not only that, a lot of our earning setups, we were short. Let's look at this XYZ. We had a plan to short in the pre-market, and the bearish market helps the bearish plays. You can see XYZ was short all day. Timestamp guidance, you could literally make almost $7-8 dollar per share profit on that. There were a bunch of other shorts. AKAM was an earning play short. You can see the timestamp guidance. Literally, using the system. There's no long here. There is no long. You have to find entry here, entry here, entry here. Just short it all day. And these were just the few of the names that on the Friday that we shorted. But it's like all with the system. You have to analyze the daily charts, right? You have to analyze the VIX. You have to analyze the 1 hour clouds. You have to analyze what the Magnificent Seven are doing, what the semi sector is doing. On Friday specifically, the banks were weak. Banks are a big part of the SPY. So if banks are weak, they're going to take SPY down. So anyways, that was Friday, guys. Huge day for us. Crazy day. I couldn't do the recap on Friday, but just wanted to recap that what happened on Friday. And now let's see how we managed it today. So before we had a plan for today on Sunday. I tweeted this out that if SPY breaks 600, SPY breaks 50, 55 MTF, VIX holds 18, we can see more sell-off. So you see how we were prepared before the day opened. So that's what you have to do to be ready for today. Don't just look that we sold off on Friday and we'll bounce today. That's not how it works. And you need to cut your swings when 1 hour clouds are breaking down. And we had this plan yesterday. And now let's see what happened today. So if you see that, this is what I mentioned in the yesterday tweet that we posted through our 10 charts, and I retweeted it as well. So if you look here, what SPY did was exactly what we talked about. SPY broke that 600 level and flushed. SPY not reclaiming the 600 level was a big tell. As long as we are under 600, we stay bearish. Only way we can go long is if we get back over the clouds or 600. So we are not out of the woods yet. So let's see how the day started here. Let's go back to my SPY QQQ guidance in the morning. Let's see here. So as soon as the market opened on SPY and QQQs, I told everyone no signal to long yet. Why is that? We had a small gap. Whenever there's a gap, the gap can be filled, right? We had a gap on QQQ as well. And I said, it's a short, right? It's a short. To short it is okay. You short it. High of the day candle is your risk. You short those. You buy the puts. You short NQ futures, ES futures. If you look at NQ futures, what they did was, faded as well from the open, and you could short it. Now, why was that? Not only that, it was VIX. VIX was pushing over 18 right at the open. It was pretty clear levels, just like I tweeted out here. You see that pretty clear levels, VIX breaking out of 18, and then SPY breaking under the clouds. This is where you make money, buy the puts. You bought 1,000 worth of puts. They became 2,500. You're done for the day, or you trade the leverage ETFs, whatever you like to trade. So that was on SPY QQQ guidance all day long. Now let's see what happened middle of the day, right? This is our initial trade on the shorts. we had our MTF target, and then this is when SPY start to curl. You cut all your puts, and at the same time the VIX started to break down here. VIX starts to break down, SPY starts to bounce, you cut your puts, and you look for a long trade here. So that was the long trade. Nothing crazy. I was not pretty super confident about this bounce, but you could still scalp it back to the 3450 clouds because the VIX was going down. But then I said, watch the VIX support. VIX is coming to the support. I tweeted about that as well. This was the support. VIX breaks the support and reclaims it, and right then the VIX becomes bullish. And that same time, SPY starts to break 3450. And this is your second trade. Your first trade short, second trade long, which was a C minus, then another A plus short right here. And then there was another short right here on QQQ. At the same time, a lot of other plays like Tesla, Amazon, a lot of them were giving up as well. So you had 3 opportunities to trade them today: upside, downside, upside, and then downside. And no hindsight, guys. There's no hindsight. Everything is before the fact. I talk about this before the fact. Let's see if I can show you here on my. You can see. Let's go here down here. So yeah. So VIX 18, I already mentioned to everyone, no reason to long. Big 7 on market here, need to be short. And then you can see that then we pushed, right? You see that we pushed and we pulled down. And then comes the 19 test, then comes the 20 test, and then VIX rejects from 20 because 20 is a big psychological level as well. You see that 20 test, and that's when the SPY QQQ pulls back. And then later in the day, then VIX again pushes over. Let me show you here. And we have these alerts that I send out in the community when VIX is curling, right? VIX is curling, NVIDIA is failing, short the NVIDIA, and short SPY, cloud failing, and all these alerts we send out in the community. And also I try to share it on Twitter as fast as I can to help the traders and my followers. You can see that you could literally make one more trade, one more profit, end of the day. Tape was on top of it today in the community as well. SPX puts went really good for the traders in the community. So that's the overall you see how simple the system is. If you use this strategy and VIX strategy to trade consistently, if you're just trading the markets, you can trade using this strategy. And what I showed you, what happened on Friday and what happened on today. There's no reason to be long. Not a single person I told to be long on anything today. Yes, we had some calls. You could long that. We actually long Tesla, which I will talk about. But overall, you can understand the market environment. If VIX, as long as VIX stays strong tomorrow, if VIX pushes over 20, then more sell-off. If VIX pushes back under 18, we can bounce. So this is the simple strategy you have to use tomorrow. So that's about it. Let's go to the next. So next one I'm going to look at is one of our main news plays this morning. That was BABA. So BABA, let's see here. So BABA, what was our plan on BABA? BABA had a news. They're going to spend this much money on artificial intelligence and all that. And the support was 137 and 140. It was gapping down. And the plan was no long under the 1-hour clouds, bearish bias to short. That was the plan given in the pre-market. You see, we are breaking the 1-hour MTF clouds right at the open. So this tells the BABA is a short, confirmed short, and you short it. And the 2 targets I gave was 128.50 and 127.60. Those were 2 targets. And right from the short, faded towards 128.50 target, initial target that I gave and then it kind of bounced at 10 a.m., but it never really curled. There was no signal to long BABA. So I said, no reason to close the short, bear flag on 1 hour. And and put your stops at 130.20, and you see that it never really pushed back. It continued to fade, and I said you can swing some runners as well. If you're swinging some BABA, you're profitable. So BABA was nice short for us at the open, winning trade. Let's see how the puts did on BABA here. Let's look here, BABA options. Let's go here. So let's look at we can look at one. And you can see the BABA puts went from $357. We're 100% on the puts, wherever, depending on wherever you added that. because we had a clear plan in the market, and you can see how the MTF clouds gave you a repeatable system, to short it without any guesswork involved, right? So you just have to be ready right at the open. I highlight the top trades as red. You can see that top focus, and that's how you short BABA, and that was a beautiful trade in the community. There are some other shorts as well. When we were shorting the market, you could literally short anything, but RIVN was also one of our other short winners. Let's see here. The plan on RIVN was pretty simple. Let's look here. So RIVN was basically a day two short because it had the earnings a day prior. And it was gapping down, and as soon as it opened, it rejected the 3450 clouds. That confirms the short. This confirms the short, and you short it back down to the lows as well, 1171s. That's why this is my day two strategies. You always keep eyes on something which had earnings a day prior. That's why we maintain our day two, day three list, and you short it, and RIVN was a nice one for a small account. So there was another one that was XYZ. That one was another day too short. You can see that XYZ was bearish bias below the previous day lows. Priced it at 5-hour, 5 or 12 clouds. So this is a day 2, day 3. This is a different kind of setup. This is a day 2, day 3 setup, and we shorted XYZ big time other day, and today again was a short right at the open. You could short it from 68, 67 all the way to 65, make a couple bucks and get out here. And you see how when the market tanked, VIX also, XYZ also broke down, and this with the clouds, and you can short it again. There's only, even if you were long, you had to get out right here. Anywhere you are long, if you're not taking the profits or the cloud push, you have to get out here. And you see how bearish XYZ was on the daily chart as well. So AKAM was a day two short loser because it did not fade, and it reclaimed the 512s and started to push. And you could always long it midday, but we were trying to short it similar to how we shorted XYZ. But something to note here on AKAM is it reclaimed the yesterday lows. So anything that needs to be short on a day two needs to stay under the yesterday's lows. If it comes back over the yesterday lows, you should stop out right here. And maybe you could trade the longs, but the important thing to note is that it's not a day two short anymore. So because it's reclaiming the 512s, reclaiming the yesterday's lows. Let's look at some of our main focus plays in the community as well. We had MSTR, which was it was basically mostly voice mentions on MSTR. Let's see here what was the plan in the pre-market. MSTR, the plan on the pre-market was long only 40-50 calls, no go under 302, 300. So MSTR was basically, I said 302 and 300. 300 is a psychological level. This is another strategy that I teach. It breaks 300s, you buy the puts, and you take it all the way down to 74. And even if you have 297.95, that was like $20 per share profit. And once it starts to bounce here, remember, this is bouncing just as the market was bouncing, just as VIX was breaking. So VIX is helping you trade most of the stocks that move with the market, and you get out and you can trade these calls. That's fine. But once that MSTR breaks that 3450s, you reshort it. You see here, right here, Cloud System is the best system, not because I invented it, because it has such a high probability, especially on the day like today. And once MSTR broke that 512s, it was 3450s, it was again a short, and then it faded back right down. Let's go to the next one. All right, that's when we look at is Amazon. Amazon was also mostly my voice guidance to short. You look for what is the most weakest in the index stocks, and Amazon was the most weak. So you see, once the 50 EMA breaks, and you see this is a 50 EMA MTF, it never really reclaimed, not even the 10-minute 50 EMAs, and it was literally just short with the market. Because market is heavy, then you can short Amazon. You can literally short anything with the market, because you need to understand that if market, SPY, S&P, QQQ, those things are heavy, they will give you the shorts on these big 7 names that you can short individually based using the VIX and the market strategy. And Amazon was another bit nice. I can show you a few more which were short. Let's look at Netflix. I said trade with the market trend under $1,000, another psychological level. You could short it, right? That was another short from thousands. Let's look at some more. Let's look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA initially was holding strength, but what I told everyone, be cautious on NVIDIA. NVIDIA was trying to push over 1 hour MTF, but because the market is weak, you will get slaughtered if you try to long that with a weak market. And this is exactly what happened. NVIDIA failed the MTF clouds, and right away NVIDIA flushes and becomes a short with the market. At the same time, when market is dumping and the tech is dumping, you need to analyze the market. And then when the midday market broke the 3450 trend, again, it's a short. Even if you're not short, you should not be long. You know, pretty bearish candle today on NVIDIA. You see how it broke this clouds 1 hour trend, failed to hold it, and 1 hour stays bearish. So you need to use 1 hour charts. Even if you don't you're not sure, but what you take from my teachings is you should know when to long. There's no long in NVIDIA, no long swing trade yet, no long intraday. There's a small little curl, but you see that rejected right from 3450 Ripster clouds, and you could save and preserve your capital, not going long or exiting your longs right here. Okay, so Tesla was interesting today. Tesla was also short with the market in the open. A lot of price alerts were coming in. Our in-house option scanner ghost board alerted the Tesla puts. You can see that. You combine those puts with the technical system, and you will know when to long and when to buy the puts, or even if you are, trade the leverage ETFs. Again, Tesla also rejected the 1 hour MTF clouds, and then it faded. And it tried to bounce. We played these curls on Tesla when it was bouncing because I gave the 325 support on Tesla, and that's exactly where it bounced. It's curling here. We took the curls right here. You took it to the 338. Our next target was 340. But as soon as Tesla broke this level, it was no longer a long. I said exit. You can see that I said exit, and then it becomes a short as well. So you see how the market is giving you, how the VIX and the clouds gives you such a high probability system. You combine VIX with the clouds, you can literally trade the market, flawlessly. A day like today. So it's today was very interesting to learn, and tomorrow we'll see what happens to Tesla. Big support at 321. If this doesn't hold, we are going to see more lows tomorrow on Tesla. So remember that tomorrow. Let's go to the next one. There's not much else to cover, but we'll look at some other plays. We can look at this Berkshire Hathaway. It was a bullish bias to long the pullbacks. This is Warren Buffett company, and you can see that it kind of held its own in the morning, and it was a relative strength, right? It held the clouds, pullback longs all day long. Even if the market was selling off, Berkshire held its own, and you can see that how it was holding that, breaking out of the daily chart. And there's sometimes there you will find such relative strength names. So anyways, guys, that's all for it today. I just wanted to cover, hopefully you guys can manage the red days, and hopefully you can learn how to have a profitable, even if you're long, you can hedge with puts and make money on the puts or the short side or the shorting the shares in this market. So hopefully this helped from Friday sell-off and today's sell-off. Thanks, guys.